Well, last year at this meeting, Learning Leaders pledged itself to meeting the needs of New York City's ever-growing community of immigrants. And over the past year, Learning Leaders started conducting trainings in Bengali, Urdu, and Haitian Creole. Last spring, Learning Leaders co-hosted with the Department of Education a full-day conference for parents of English language learners. And this is the time when I should mention to you that this year's conference will be held in 3 weeks on Wednesday, October 10th. Learning Leaders is again co-hosting, and you will find literature on your tables. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the Commissioner of the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, Dr. Guillermo Linares. Dr. Linares.
Thank you so much, Carol. Good morning. Buenos días. Wasn't that a wonderful, wonderful presentation we just heard right now? It is, after all, about our children. It is an honor for me to be here on behalf of the mayor and on behalf of city government to bring greetings, but also it's an honor for me to be here this morning as commissioner of the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs. As an immigrant myself who came at a young age to New York City straight from a farm to the Bronx to attend public schools, I know firsthand what it is to arrive here to this country from our home countries, not knowing a word of English, and not ever been in a large city as this one, and to face the challenges that we all face as families trying to do our best for our children, in my case as the oldest of 9 children, and to be here today, many years later, as an immigrant representing all 3 million immigrant New Yorkers. And I think it's been a long road for me, but it had not been because on my path, I found people like you in this room that decided to take time to extend your hand to help and to make a difference, along with teachers and as parents and as members of the community. That is really what makes a huge difference. The office that I preside on behalf of the mayor has the mandate of working within city government to make sure that immigrant New Yorkers, all 3 million of them, including 500,000 who are yet undocumented in our city, have access to all the city services that we have available in the city of New York. And that includes education, healthcare, social services, protection that we are afforded. And we have this as a policy because we know that immigrants have made this city and this country the greatest country in the face of the world. And because we know that the greatness in our diversity is the fact that we bring a sense of history, a sense of heritage, a sense of culture, but also a strong commitment to give the best that we have to. That's why Learning Leaders, it is such a powerful organization to be partnering with our schools and to be helping our children. And I say this because sometimes we think, you know, and the Deputy Chancellor highlighted some of this. Sometimes we think that to make the American dream a fulfillment, we need to acquire a home. We need to own a car. We need to have sometimes material things. But to me, to make the American dream is to give the tools of an education. It is to prepare our children as leaders. It is to make them thinkers. It is to make them realize that the sacrifices that we as families make working hard and really doing the best that we can is to give our children an opportunity to get an education. And because that education opened doors, that education allowed us to face the challenges that we have in our neighborhood, in our city, in our state, in our country, and our home countries, even for those of us who are immigrant and stay connected to families that we have back home. And that is the type of American dream that we want to see fulfilled. I want to acknowledge here, as an immigrant who has been a parent, I was a teacher at one time, then I was elected. Eventually, that kid from a farm was elected, eventually, some time ago, as the first Dominican elected to government in the United States. And this little kid that was learning English in high school and was told, you're not college material. And I thought I would go to a supermarket to work full-time and drove a taxi 5 years to pay my way through college when my parents said, you must go to college. 2 years ago, finished his doctorate at Columbia University. So I have seen how our schools over the many years, have failed our children. Because I have been a student, I have been a teacher, I have been a parent, I have been an advocate in Washington Heights. I have also seen it training teachers in college. I have also seen it being a member of the city council. I also see it today as a commissioner working with the mayor and working very closely with the chancellor. And I will tell you, and my doctoral dissertation was about how our public schools have been failing our children. I will tell you that we are in the right path right now, trying to really make a difference for our children. And today's event, with all of you here, is testimony that we are in the right path under the leadership of this mayor, but particularly with the leadership of the chancellor and the work that teachers are doing. And people like you making a difference as partners of the schools and having the connection of our homes to our schools and looking at what happens in the neighborhood where we are with our children is the type of collaboration that will make a difference and will allow every child, no matter what background you have, whether you're an immigrant, you have been here for many generations, not one single child can be left behind. We must take with us every single child of ours to give them the very best that they deserve. And this is an example, not just for us as parents and as leaders who are learning throughout our life, but this is an example that we can share with other cities and other places, because we cannot afford any longer to have our children drop out of school and not fulfill their dreams. This is what the American dream is all about, giving our children the tools to be successful and to help us overcome the challenges that we have. Learning Leaders, the executive director, the staff, the board, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of all immigrants in the city of New York for creating this organization, for giving leadership, for inviting us to be partners with the schools, and for doing it on behalf of our children. They are the ones that count for us and for the future. Thank you very much.